Are you still guessing which product image will sell more? Do you have a stunning new creative, but you are unsure if it actually converts better than your standard shot? Stop guessing. Every visitor who leaves because your image failed to convince them is money thrown out the window. Your product image is everything. It shows your quality, your vibe, and it drives the purchase decision. Today I'm going to show you how to drive more engagement and sales without spending a single dollar on ad. We are going to let your customers decide which image wins thanks to A/B testing. Hi everyone, I'm Mohamed, founder of Lyntest. In this tutorial, I will show you exactly how to set up a product image A/B test step by step. The premise is simple. Finally knowing if your bestseller performs better with one type of shot versus another. We will go from installation to go live without touching a single line of code. And most importantly, we will finish with the analytics to answer the only questions that matter. Does this new image generate more engagement and sales? Once installed, you are redirected to the dashboard where you see your future test. You have the name of the test, the status, and 3 different dates. Let's create a new test by clicking this button. First, give your test a clear name so you can easily identify it later. Next up is the duration. We generally recommend setting this to 15 days. If you want, you can set a specific start date here if you are planning this around a marketing campaign. Next, select the theme you want to test on. If it's your first time, you need to enable the app embed. To enable it, click the link to the Shopify admin. On the left, make sure the toggle is on. Click Save at the top right, close the tab and go back to Lyntest. Back on the test page, just click Check the install. If the button disappears, you are good to go. Now let's set up the traffic split. We have the control, so it's your original store, and the variant is your new version. By default, traffic is split on 50-50. This is the standard to get a reliable result quickly. Click on the edit button next to the variant to start making changes. The widgets open directly on top of your store. Here's a quick overview of how the widget works. You can move the widget by holding the grab button. The first button is a selector. It allows you to click on any element, image or text to change it. The second button lets you navigate normally if you need to switch pages. You also have the history of your changes if you need to go to specific URL or advanced settings like adding custom CSS. Let's go to the product page we want to test. Here, our image appears twice, once as the main image and once when we zoom in. Since we are replacing the specific image, we need to update it in both spots. So I will start by activating the selector and clicking on the main image. You will see the widget automatically detect both versions. Simply select the one you want to modify. From here, you can search by file name or just upload your new file. Now we repeat the process for the zoomed view. Since the file is already in the library, it only takes a second. And just like that, both images are just updated. Right now, these changes only apply to desktop visitors. So let's switch to the mobile view by clicking the icon on the left. You will see the editor resize and refresh automatically. Once that's ready, simply repeat the process for the images you want to modify on mobile. Once the changes are done, refresh to make sure the target images have been successfully replaced. You might see a slight flicker on your images, and that's perfectly normal. Your live visitors won't see this. When the test is running, our script loads the new image instantly, so the experience for your customers remains completely seamless. If you want to review your changes, your change history is displayed right here. You have a list of every edit sorted by URL and by device. You can clearly see exactly which image, text, or color has been changed. And you can click on any of these elements to jump right to them. All our changes have been saved automatically. And since you are editing directly on your live storefront, what you see right now is exactly what your visitors will experience. So all that's left to do is close the editor by clicking the red X. Back on the dashboard, we see our changes are saved. The final step is to click Launch Test. From here, Lyntest handles the execution by randomly splitting your traffic between the control and the variant. Now let's fast forward a bit to see what the analytics looks like once we've gathered enough data. Once we've gathered enough data, here is what the analytics dashboard looks like. It's broken down in 2 main sections. First, you have a table comparing the raw performance of the variant versus the control. And second, a section that clearly indicates if the variant is outperforming the control based on add to cart, conversions, and revenue per visitor. These sections compare the key rates, visitors, add to carts, conversions, and revenue per visitor. If you want the raw numbers, like total sales or orders, just click the Show Details toggle. You will also notice the uplift percentage right next to the rate. This percentage tells you the estimate improvement over the control. We will dive into these key metrics in just a moment in the projected gain section. In the projected gain section, you will see 3 blocks, one for each metric, add to cart, conversion rate, and revenue per visitor. Inside each, we display the uplift and the probability to win. So when can you trust these numbers? You need to consider 3 factors: the number of events, the probability to win, and the uplift. First, let's talk about the number of events. We recommend waiting for a threshold of 100 events on each version. To be clear, that means 100 add to carts on your controller and 100 on your variant. Or for conversion and revenue metrics, 100 orders on each version. If you are between 30 and 100 events per version, we call this a trend. It gives you a hint, positive or negative, but it's not final yet. Once you cross that 100 mark on both sides, you can safely make a decision. Second, the uplift. As mentioned earlier, this percentage tells you the estimated improvement over the control. Here is a simple rule of thumb to interpret it. Above 1%, it's a clear win. Below -1%, it's a loss. And if it lands between -1 and 1, the change has no significant impact. And finally, the probability to win. For creative testing that can take too long, at Lyntest, we consider 80% a safe bet. It's a strong enough signal to declare a winner quickly without wasting weeks waiting for perfect data. Keep in mind that we are constantly refining this threshold as our dataset grows, and you will be the first to benefit from this update. Once you have a clear winner, simply go to your Shopify admin and update your product image effectively based on the data. You can then stop the test and start optimizing another product. Now you have everything you need. As you've seen, setting up a test is incredibly intuitive. We designed Lyntest to be powerful without being complicated. Our script is ultra lightweight, so it never slows down your store speed. And the analytics give you crystal clear data to make the right decision instantly. Most importantly, you are not alone. If you have any question or need advice on your setup, our support team is just a click away to help you out. So go ahead, launch your first test and let the data do the work.